Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm really excited to present to you guys the 2025 Barletta C22U. So this is the Cabrio series. This is a couple new features, kind of a new model for 2025. We've got a new feature on the interior as well as a new sport bimini top option that you're going to see on this boat. But really this is a pretty awesome setup because in the Barletta lineup, the Cabrio series would be kind of like the second level series. The Aria is going to be the most value oriented. The Cabrio series is going to kind of be that luxury premium, however, not necessarily at a premium price. So this is a really attractive price point, set up for this boat. But, a couple premium features that we're going to talk about here. First off, little things on the exterior. We've got the blackout package, all right, anodized black rails, black rub rail, black skirting on there. And then also this boat's got the upgraded Vantage wrap and guard. So you actually see the bumper right on the widest point of the tomb, as well as the matte black little skirt there that they put in over top of the tube. So really a sharp look, a sharp thing that is available in every single Barletta. So that's kind of a cool upgrade. We just kind of wanted to show this one with that feature, to kind of show people what it's all about, but something that a lot of people will get as an upgrade on their boat to kind of enhance the look and performance and feel, but also have some functionality from a standpoint of, with that bumper there, if you bump into something or whatever, you've got a little guard there on the side of the tube. Other things that we'll talk about a little bit as we move in, great styling. Obviously this one's got the two-tone, champagne and matte black on the fencing color. And then also the really cool feature, this is a new for 2025, is the sport top. So it's almost like an arch setup. Obviously we got the bimini top that opens up, kind of into a traditional bimini top, but this one gives it a little bit more look, a little bit more modern, and also premium. So, this boat's going to come in, well under $100,000, but, something with an arch setup with a tri-tune, 200 horsepower, stuff like that, typically you're going to find that, well into the 100 plus price point. So one thing that sets Barletta apart, and I'm not going to dive deep on this video, there's other videos that will show that, is that VIP technology that they put in on their pontoons. The boat just drives super smooth, super quiet, limited vibration. Normally on a pontoon boat, you got aluminum on aluminum, and there's a lot of vibration. It just doesn't feel real smooth. It just kind of feels tinny as you're going down the lake. And a Barletta is just I'll put up even the lowest end Barletta up against the highest end, other brand. And the Barletta is going to ride smoother. So, there's other videos that talk about the performance and the strakes and everything like that. I'm not going to dive into that, but just be aware that this is, the best of the best as far as ride quality. What I am going to talk about is this, transom area with the extended swim deck. So we've got kind of a cool layout on this particular boat, and all Barlettas have this in some way, shape, or form. But the nice thing is we've got maximum space utilization. So even though we're on a 22-foot boat, really the overall length is really approaching 24 feet, and that's because of this extended rear deck. The way that this is set up with the lounger in the back, and I'll get in there in a minute, but we've got the safety stanchions. There's chains that attach here, so this is a perfectly legal seat to sit in while underway. But also you've got plenty of space for the kids to run and jump and enter and exit the boat, or if you're just docking the boat, you've got good access entering and exiting the boat. And then we've got a really cool 5-step premium boarding ladder for this boat. Goes down real far. Actually, it's pet friendly. A lot of pets and dogs can actually use this ladder because it's got such wide steps to it. Again, everything Barletta does, heavy duty stainless steel. Little things like end caps, the ski tow bar, the ladder. We've got a lot of stainless steel, pop-up cleats. Everything you're going to see from Barletta is going to be very, very premium, very, very high end. Okay, first thing I'll talk about once we get on the interior, great stereo system on this Barletta. Unique that we have 2 rear speakers. So this boat's standard with 6 speakers. Most boats in this class are going to have 4, but anything with the UC configuration or the U configuration is going to have 6, which is pretty cool. And we see the tan interior set up on this particular boat. So you've got kind of a tan tone as an option, as well as a gray tone. So this one's got the tan tone. The flooring is going to kind of match that as well. So kind of that sand colored floor. So again, kind of a rich look, different look, but if you don't like the tan, you could opt for a gray. So this particular boat is going to be the U configuration. The U stands for the Ultra Lounger. And the Ultra Lounger is one of Barletta's key, most popular features that many of their boats have. And really the key with the Ultra Lounger is going to be seating versatility. So, you know, we can kind of just sit facing backwards as we see here. We can flip this forward, all right, kind of have a full lounger facing forward. All right, we can actually lay this all the way down and actually create a bed for the whole rear deck, which is pretty cool. But there's also other ways you can seat and configure. So if you want to just kind of sit forward just a little bit, you can have one person sitting forward like this, you know, in a more traditional setup for the rear bench seat, or we can opt to maneuver this a different way and sit backwards facing with a longer layout. All right, so again, multiple different configurations you can set this up, which is really cool. And then the other interesting thing about this boat, for many, many years, a very, very popular model for Barletta was the C22UC. All right, so this is the C22U. All right, so the UC, which is still available, has captain's chair here, captain's chair here. All right, however, this setup is kind of unique and a little bit more versatile. This is new for 2025 on the Cabrio series. They brought this down from the higher end models. As we've got the flip-flop seat here. So you can sit facing forward, kind of like a co-captain's chair, or flip that back, all right, and sit facing backwards. So that's, again, a little bit added versatility, a little bit added extra seating. So if you wanted to sit two people instead of one in this space, you could do that. So again, really, really versatile, really, really cool seating setup in the Barletta C22U. Okay, moving into the kind of the center section of the Barletta C22U. Again, we'll talk a little bit about that sport top. You know, this is the upgraded top on this boat. And the cool thing is this is not like a crazy expensive option. So if you do want something a little different, want that cool kind of premium look, you know, almost like a little bit of a wake style boat, you can definitely upgrade to the sport tower. Is a reasonable upgrade charge on the option list. Obviously the bimini top is going to open up and be kind of similar size to this traditional bimini. Other things as we move inside, I haven't even mentioned it, but there's storage underneath all the seats everywhere. We've got, since this is a tri-tune, a good ski locker storage here with a big opening. All right, we've got the cover stored in there now, but a nice latch, gas assist shock. Since we are in a Barletta, we've already talked about the boarding ladder that's pet friendly. We've got the little doggy dish here, which is pretty cool. And then the other pet-friendly feature, they call it doggy dock view, and you can actually see through the gate there, which obviously the dogs can see out, but honestly the reason why I like it is because as a driver and I'm looking to locate and see the dock when it's coming, we see the front gate you can see through, we can see the side gate you can see through. That helps you see when the dock is coming because you usually can't see it with the gate there. So, so it's actually not only for dogs, but for people too. Dash setup on this Cabrio. Again, a really, really cool high-end dash setup. We've got the raised helm, so I've got a little bit extra, you know, look and feel, a little better visibility. We also see plenty of leg room, awesome captain's chair. I've got a wireless phone charger here off to the right. I've got a convenient grab handle on this boat. This particular model we've upgraded to the Simrad upgraded GPS system. There's a standard smaller GPS, but this one's got the upgraded Simrad, as well as some, you know, great digital gauges and all that type of stuff. But again, a clean, good look to the boat. We don't see a big cheap windshield, you know, like some of the boats have this kind of plexiglass windshield, and this one keeps a nice clean look. This particular boat's also equipped with optional interior RGB lights, so that's controlled here at the dash, where you can actually get all kinds of different colors. There's throughout the boat cup holders, different areas. There's interior lights that light up on this model, which is really, really cool. So really awesome dash setup area, you know, slim, not too bulky, not too big, so it doesn't take up a bunch of interior space. All right, next feature I always like to talk about, which is, you know, unique to Barletta. We've got this kind of serving table station that just pops up from the upholstery. Really quick, easy to do. There's always kind of like, you always need like somewhere to put stuff, or if you're serving or doing anything, and you don't necessarily want to have a table in the middle of things, which you can get. There's an optional table to put in the middle, but this is the kind of nice because it's kind of off to the side, out of the way. So you've got the pop-up table that you can use when needed. And then as we move to the bow area, again, we're looking, again, this is a 22-foot boat, right? So one thing that anybody always says when they look at a Barletta, and they're like, wow, you know, this Barletta seems big for a 22-footer. Well, it's because it is. Most companies, you know, they're measuring that full deck, including the aft, as part of the length. So it is very common compared to some popular brands where the Barletta will feel and actually be 2 feet longer than the competition. So a lot of times when you're comparing with Barletta, you'll have to compare our 22 footer to somebody else's 24 or something like that. And you'll see that when we see how much seating and space this boat has. So we move to the bow area. Again, premium seating on the Cabrio. We do have the nice little flip down armrest as an option. You know, I'm a bigger guy, 6'2". I've got plenty of room to lay out. We've got a premium upholstery set up on here, high sides to feel secure inside the boat. Also a little bit wider seat. The other thing I like, we've got vinyl wrapping on the seat bases, so it's not just exposed, you know, plastic or whatever. And then one thing I really like is just how stable the seats are. A lot of times on a lot of other brands, I'll sit right here in this position and the seat will flip up behind me because it's just not supported properly underneath. So the Barletta, everything's super heavy duty, you know, super awesome. The texture of the upholstery, multi-layer texture, kind of cool little accents here. Again, very premium. You know, if you looked at a Barletta Lusso from like 3 or 4 years ago, this boat looks a lot like it. You know, and the Lusso has always been their premium highest end boat. So, so again, they're kind of filtering a lot of those features from the higher end models down into the more value price points. You know, so this is kind of like that good mix of, you know, getting a premium feel, premium boat, but not necessarily that crazy price point that you're going to find from other, you know, from other models in the line. So this is a good way to get into the Barletta luxury at a reasonable price point. So last thing I'll talk about is the way that, you know, this boat's set up from a power perspective. So this is the Cabrio 22 foot. This one's going to have a tri-tune setup with a 200 horsepower. So the 200 horsepower is going to get this boat going, you know, probably easily at 40 miles an hour, depending on the load of people you have. So generally, this is a good kind of overall setup from the motor perspective to get into, you know, some light water sports, that type of stuff. A lot of times if you're gonna, you know, upgrade to a 24-foot version of this boat, you can maybe opt to either stick with the 200 or go to the 250. But, you know, again, a lot of motor options. I mean, over the course of many years, this boat we've sold many times with a 150 horsepower. So depending on how you want to price it, how you want to do it, but like the 200 is kind of, you know, the good mix of a little bit of everything. You're really not gonna, I don't envision a scenario where we're gonna wish you had more power on this boat, unless you're really loaded down and really are doing a ton of water sports with a ton of people in the boat. So thanks for checking out the 2025 Barletta C22U from us at Buckeye Sports Center. For more information, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com. View videos like this one. Subscribe to our YouTube page where we'll go through many different Barletta models as well as many other brands. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the water.